Take my
Good morning. Today is August the 22nd, first day of school, and I am already running. I've already had my homeroom, and I don't know, I just love these kids. We have gender-based homeroom, so I am so excited because I have boys, and they just are really just cool and chill and just laid back and just like, okay. So I'm just real excited. So I will check back in later on, but I just want to say that I don't know, I just love it. And my outfit. So I don't know if you saw my other video where it was the first day jitters tag, but here's my outfit. I have my bow tie, suspenders. I freaking love these things. And here's my shoes. Can you see the shoes? Here we go. I tried to clean them a little bit, but they got as clean as they were going to get because they are quite old. So anyway, talk to you later. Bye. Hi. Today was my first day, and right now it is the end of the very first day of school. I feel like it went by so fast. Like it's just zoom. It just it just went by so fast. It was a really good day, and I would like to just say that it was mostly in part because I was very organized this year. I made sure that everything was pre-printed, everything was in its proper place. I also made sure that when I was passing out any paperwork that I explained the purpose of everything that my kids received this year from me as far as the first day of school paperwork. I feel like when kids know, I believe that when kids know that there is a purpose for everything that they're doing, they will be more, have more of a reason to do it. So that is why I tried to make sure I explained every single item to them and what the meaning was to them and how they would benefit, just so that they would make sure they took it home to their parents. I am going to start my calling of my parents tomorrow, just to do my first impressions call. I like to call every one of my parents, and I may, if I have time, I'll do it today, but I usually like to call every one of my parents and just kind of let them know, hey, welcome to 8th grade. I am your child's science teacher. If you have any questions or concerns about any of the information they received from the first day of school, please let me know. Email me or send a remind message. So hopefully I'll be able to get through all of my kids by the end of the week, because I had about 32 kids actually come to my open house, come and see me at open house. So that was really good. So I shouldn't have any more to call, because since I met their parents in person, I don't feel as if I need to call them all for the first week of school, because I already introduced myself. And that's also what I like about having an open house before school starts. It's a really good way to meet with the parents and give a great first impression, especially in person. But today was really good. I kept a very positive mind. Everything that went into my mind today was positive. Anything that I made sure that I said about anything was positive. And if you see the light is a little off, it's because I'm in the car and I'm just driving with the little sun. So everything was positive. Everything was just geared towards having a positive day, positive year. So I'm just really excited. I should have some footage of my classroom with the kids probably within the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm just waiting for some photo release, and then that'll be good, so we can just maybe record how the kids interact with the flexible seating, and also getting started with the labs and the STEM projects in my classroom. So you should see some snippets of that. But yeah, really excited. The kids were really excited about the flexible seating. Some of them were a little bit apprehensive. They thought that I was joking when I said find the seat that best works for you, and they're like, she's joking, she does not want us to sit on that. I don't know why they thought that. I don't know, maybe it's just kids. So anyway, very excited. I'm also going to insert a picture of my first day outfit, which I just love how it turned out. It just turned out perfect, with the suspenders and the bow tie. And I'm just gonna do that. I'll take a picture of it, or insert a picture. So I have a picture. So anyway, I hope every day that everybody that has started school had a great first couple of weeks or a couple of days, the first day. And those of you that have not started school and start back school after Labor Day, I hope that you have a great first day. One of my tidbits of information that I will leave you with for the end of this day is to make sure that you stay positive no matter what anyone says to you, no matter what anyone says about the previous year's kids, no matter what anyone says is going to happen this year. Stay positive, stay focused on your mission, and just keep all of that negativity away and just combat it with something else positive. I'm just trying my best to just stay away from just anybody who I think may give me anything negative, so I can just be like, you know, and just kind of just eliminate some of that connection, I guess, or any time spent with them. So have a great rest of the should I say rest of the day? I will talk back with you or talk back with some of you the rest of the week. So I'm gonna try to vlog my first week. So anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye bye. Good morning. It's pretty early this morning. I'm on my way to school definitely earlier than I was yesterday, just to get a great start and get back into my routine. The lighting is a little off just because it's so early in the morning and the sun is playing its little game. But yesterday was a very, very great day, great first day. I was very excited. It really set the precedent of what should happen for the rest of the year, so I'm really excited about that. As I'm driving, side note, I love driving under the speed limit. Like right now I'm driving under the speed limit. Speed limit is 70. I think I'm going about 68 probably. And it's just wonderful to watch people speed past me. Like literally speed past me. And they literally have to, their speed has to be over close to 80, maybe even 85, in order to get enough momentum to get past me, especially on hills, because the interstate that I drive on has a lot of hills. So here they come. It's a whole line of them, just zoom. I can't afford a ticket. I received a ticket last year. No, it was earlier this year. When I say last year, I'm talking about last school year. But earlier this year, in I want to say February or March. No, I almost cried. I was in Georgia, and Georgia has a super speeder law, and if you go over a certain amount over the speed you were already being ticketed for, then you would get an additional ticket from the state. So I almost got a super speeder. Luckily, the district or the county that I was in, you know, allowed me to send in my driving record to show that I hadn't had a ticket in forever, and they reduced my ticket. So I can't afford it. So I'm just gonna cruise. But anyway, I'm hoping to get some shots of my classroom today. Just me at least getting stuff together, a prep kind of thing. Maybe even getting some shots of the kids working on some things today. I'm introducing, well, not really introducing, I'm reviewing lab safety for our lab. This year we're sharing, the 7th and 8th graders are sharing a lab, and we just have to sign up for when we're going to use the lab and things like that. So but I have to take them through, do a walk, so they can know where all of the safety items are in the lab, things like that. And we have to go over the lab safety contract that every child signs before they can participate in the lab. So fun times today. So I will check back in with you and show you some things of my teacher vlogginess, which should be fun. So yeah. Day two. Hi there. Today is Thursday, August the 24th, and I am ending my third day of school. I do apologize. I did not vlog on yesterday or any this morning. This morning I woke up and I had one of the worst headaches I've ever had. Last night it started a little bit. It was like a pounding in the back of my head. And then this morning I woke up and I was like, oh, really? So that's what we're doing today? And yeah, so I think normally I'd start taking allergy medication, preferably a Zyrtec or a Claritin before school starts, like the week before the kids come back, and just me going into the building, because I work in, well, part of the building is new. It's like new, really old, really old, and then new. So it's like they built onto the old building with new pieces, but the main part of the building is really old, and I have to walk through that all the time and be there and be in the area. So I was like, okay, I don't know what is going to happen as far as my body reacting to different environment and then different set of kids. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my allergy medication. I forgot apparently and did not take any of it. So last night it was starting to come, a little itchy throat. I cleared up the itchy throat with some tea, but the headache this morning was ridiculous. And that brings me to my point. I don't have a sub binder. Now I know it's the first week of school, but that was my last thing on my to-do list last week at the end of pre-planning. Make your sub binder. And I will probably do a video maybe on how I make my sub binder, because I really think it's just a nifty way to create a sub binder based on different units. So I have a sub binder which just has at least 3 to 4 days worth of work per unit, just because you never know when you're going to be out and where you are in your curriculum. So just a snippet of that. I really, what I do is I literally take stuff from last year and make it, or adapt it for this year. And I may make a video about that, and if not, I may maybe a small one and go into detail about my sub binder. But anyway, I did not make a sub binder this year. It was on my last to do, and I was like, oh, I will get to it. It'll be fine. I'll get to it. No, I did not get to it. And so now it is the third day of school and I don't have a sub binder. Now, normally people are not out the first few weeks of school. It's just not something that normally happens. However, I have 2 kids that could possibly be sick. I could be sick. If I get up with a fever, I'm not going to school. I don't want to contaminate anyone else. Therefore, I need to get my sub binder. My goal is to make my sub binder tomorrow during my planning period. So I got a call, but so what I was saying earlier, I needed to finish my sub binder during my planning period, and I will be doing that. So just to wrap up day 3, today we do every year, we have a discipline assembly. So the kids have a discipline assembly where they go in and basically our principals thoroughly explain the rules and regulations, policies and procedures for the school. I think it's a great way I think it's really good when the principals give that information. So even though we as teachers go over it with the students, it just lets them know that it's going to be enforced, all the different policies and procedures and rules and regulations. So that was at the end of the day, and it's a nice break from talking for the other couple of days. And the first week of school is a little rocky. The model of my classroom is what I like to call a blip. I guess it's a combination of blended and flipped, with a sprinkling of PBL. But I don't do a lot of talking as a whole group, not pretty much very little. And this week just happens to have me doing a lot of talking because the kids are getting, going over policies and procedures, going over the syllabus, going over how to use different tools in the classroom, etc., etc. So it can get a little bit tiring, throat itchy, scratchy, just from repeating the same thing over and over and over for your different classes. So, but I'm excited for tomorrow. Oh, and tomorrow is picture day, so I definitely need to pick out my picture outfit to make sure that I get in the yearbook. I was not in the yearbook last year. I just did not feel like taking a picture that day. So tomorrow I'm definitely going to get up, make sure I put my face on, and I appear in the yearbook this year. So tomorrow you will see me. I will definitely, most definitely 100%. My goal is to give you an overview of just maybe like my classroom morning in the how I set up my room in the class, how I set up my class in the morning, what different things I'm doing in my classroom as far as their routines. All right, well, I will chat with you later tomorrow. Bye. Good morning. It is Monday, August the 20-something. It's the 20-something. It's the end of August, and I am on my way to school on this marvelous Monday. Just a little driving here. As you can see, I am fresh-faced today. There is no makeup. No makeup Monday. It really probably should be makeup Monday, but there's no makeup Monday today. I got up and I have now started a new schedule that I'm going to try out, where I am going to work out in the morning, because when I get home it's just tiring. So I get up and I work out at 4:30 in the morning, and then I spend some time, get my daughter up, my oldest daughter up, spend some time with her before she gets ready to go on the bus, get her up, talk with her, and all that jazz, and then I get a shower and come on to work. I even made my breakfast. I even made my lunch this morning, which was pretty cool because I got to make that before. But yeah. So pulling into the work right now, and let's see if I can parallel these lines. I tell you, these lines are doing something crazy. And my resource officer is pulling up. Well, not mine personally, y'all, but the resource officer. So last week was a trying week. I did not get to do any of the stuff that I wanted to do as far as vlogging, or vlogging. I didn't get to do anything that I wanted to do. So this week is my goal to make sure that I get that going, and at least show my classroom and show like how the kids are interacting with our new setup for flexible seating and all that jazz.
Take my hand and we'll go away to a different place, float on air and we'll hide away. I'll be your escape. Look up and feel the shifting winds tossing us around again. no control over where we go, but we don't care to know. Ignorance is bliss. Your tears are gone, and they drifted back from where they came, and they will not be missed. Look up and feel the shifting winds tossing us around again. Hold tight, you're ready to begin, and just levitate.
Hi there. I am on my way home from school. Our temperature today has gotten really low. It is actually 79 degrees out, which is pretty, I don't know, at this point, it is pretty creepy. It normally stays about in the 90s, 95s. Very hot, very high, very hot. But today it was really cool, and I'm guessing that's just a lot of the changes going on with the weather, which, you know, my prayers are going out to the people in Texas, because it just really has to be very difficult to have to go through all of that, with all the weather and the rain and the flooding. We had, for the past 2 years, because this is my third year at my current school, in the past 2 years we have had flooding so bad in our area. And I guess this is hurricane season, so in October, the end of September, October, that we had to close down for a week. And at that time, at one time, was the last year, the governor even issued a state of emergency. So in certain areas, it was bad. So I can only imagine what's going on in Texas, and I just send out my prayers to them, because I know, especially for the kids, it's a major change. And that just leads me to say that, you know, every day is a blessing. I know that sometimes I have struggles, and I have days where I question if I'm doing the right thing. Is teaching for me? Am I making a difference? And being able to get up every day and talk and laugh and spend time with kids, that's a blessing. That's a wonderful blessing. And I'm grateful to be able to say that I get to do that every day. And no matter what happens during the days, I'm glad I'm able to say that today. So I just wanted to
float on air, and we'll hide away. I'll be your escape. Look up and feel the shifting winds tossing us around again. Hold tight, you're ready to begin, and just levitate.
I am am just going to show you a little bit of my morning routine on how I actually prepare for each class. Now, I have planning in the morning, that I teach 2 classes. I have a lunch duty, then I have my lunch, and then which lunch/planning. Then I teach the next 2 classes, and then I'm done for the day. So this is kind of how I prepare for the first morning class, and then the afternoon class is very similar as well. So I guess I'll just take you on a little ride. Here are my crates. I keep them in the front. I was going to keep them in the bookcase in the back over there, but I decided that was just a bad idea because they're really heavy. So here are the crates. I used chalk marker labels for the periods, and then chalk marker. And these are their bell ringer journals, basically. Okay, so I'm just going to there we go. I think that's gonna be okay. So I'm just gonna take my second period, because I label them based off of what period their schedule says, not what period I have, because technically it's my very first period, because I only teach 4 periods. However, I write it based on the period for their schedule, so that it's just easier to understand when they're marking it, because they're just going to mark second period on my papers. So what I do when they come in, students do sit here. However, they'll find their seating area, and they'll just come and pick up their composition notebook from here. It's easier when they just walk in, come pick it up, than having to pass it out. And I do this for each period. And at the end of the last, like for example, I only have 2 periods where I have to spend maybe a minute to just set them out. But usually I have a helper. So like my second period, I have a helper that said, hey, I'll help you pass these out real quick or set them up for the next class and get them going. The kids have about 2 to 3 minutes to change between classes. And what's really cool about this too, this is my great way for attendance. Whoever's composition notebook is left on the table at the end of the bell ringer, they're not here. So it's just a really great way to not only see who's here, get them started, and just kind of prepare. Okay, so I lay them all out there. I have a student that has moved periods, so I'm just gonna move him to the next bin. I believe it's 8. Okay, so all that is done there. Now I'm gonna show you, I'll move it over here so you can see my board. And I might be able, there we go. So I'm going to show you how to set up the board, and I'm going to dim the light. Just so you can see. And I want to show you what I do for the kids. So they have a bell ringer that I put up. I put a bell ringer up every day on a Google slide. And when I put it up, it has instructions and then it plays on its own. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put up my bell ringer so you can see what it looks like for week 2. Okay, so this is what I purchased. Well, yes, I purchased a set of bell ringers from Kessler Science. If you have never heard of Kessler Science, he is awesome. Teachers pay teachers, awesome. And what he created was bell ringers for each and every day of the I honestly believe it's over 180 days, but each and every day you can have a bell ringer, and it doesn't just focus on one specific type of science, or I want to say domain of science. So it's not just life science, earth science, or physical science. It's not just chemistry. It's not just biology. It is a mix for every day for the kids. So Mondays are vocabulary days, science vocab, where they watch a video about it, they learn about or read about it, the vocabulary word, and then they write what it means to them in their own words, what they gathered. The second Tuesday is science speak, where they see a question and they answer it based on how they feel, a scientific based question. So today is animal testing. So I'll show you today. Today is animal testing. Is animal testing necessary for scientific progress? This is obviously a major topic. So kids, because I know a lot of my, I have a couple of girls that wear a lot of makeup, and we have talked about like animal testing products or hair products that have not been animal tested, or you really don't know if it's animal tested. The Wednesday is a science journal. So they have a video journal that they respond to. They watch a video and they respond to it on the journal. And then a science quote. They respond to the quote, what it means to them, and explain what the quote means. And then a science joke. So what I did was I took what he gave me and I basically created filler pages, I guess, between each day. So I have like little GIFs or GIFs. I don't know if it's GIF or GIF. I think it's GIF. And they have like little funny animations. And then what I do is I give them instructions. So this will be on the board when they come in. I set the timer for it to run for 3 minutes, because the change of class is 3 minutes. As soon as I close my door, because my door is locked, as soon as I close my door, it changes to the bell ringer. So I set the timer and it automatically changes to the bell ringer when they come in. So today I'll put in instructions are the same. The only thing that's different is the GIF at the bottom, and then the date and what they label it on the page for their bell ringer journal. I feel like, okay, I was interrupted. Got a little, I think it was a text or something, but anyway, these bell ringer composition notebooks that I have, I believe they have 60 pages. So I'm thinking I'm not gonna have the kids do bell ringers every day. First of all, we're gonna have some days where it's just gonna be short days. We have collaborative planning days, which is pretty much almost like a half day. They may not be able to get to a bell ringer because our class periods will be shorter. They're also going to have days where we may have assemblies and things where our classes may be shortened. Also testing days. They're not going to do a bell ringer on testing days. And towards the end of the year, it's going to be hard to get them to do like a bell ringer as we're like doing end of the year festivities, such as award ceremonies and things like that. So they will not do bell ringers then. So right now I'm looking at only using 2 composition notebooks for the whole entire year, because 60 plus 60 is 120. So I don't think I will need another one. If I do, maybe I'll just let them use loose leaf paper at the end, and I can provide that. So just want to show you kind of how I set up for the beginning of the day, and then we'll fall through. So today I am hoping to get some pictures or video of the kids doing a wonderful like introduction lab. So if you want to teach kids how to think critically and maybe introduce them to the, new standards as far as like constructing devices and things like that, this is a great lab. I will link it down below in the description box, and I'll also tell you about what it is and show you a little bit of it. So there you have it. So I'll see you later.
I need Sam to stay still.
I got you. Sam, stay still.
Oh my gosh. Sam is not, okay, let's try it again. Okay, cool. You're laughing so much. Helps it. Don't kill him. Don't stab him.
Just stab him in the heart.
No, never. Sam, I am. Stop moving. And then take this. Okay, I got Sam. And then put. Can I get his life preserver lesson?
Get him in the life preserver.
Oh gosh.
He's trying so hard. He's trying so hard. Okay.
I'm gonna die laughing.
Get him. Help him.
No way. He's a one now.
Oh my God. Get him. That was so silly.
Is bliss. It's years old.
Hi guys, it's Aisha and I am on my way home from school. I stayed a little bit late today so that I could clean up my desk. If I showed you my desk, you would really say you're really not that organized. But I knew where everything was on my desk as far as the mess. I did know that. I did stay and clean that up, and also went over and checked my to-do list because I wanted to see what things I needed to complete and what things I could mark off. And I realized that I marked about 5 things off and ended up adding another like 12. What? So I'm going to see if I can make some really major cuts in my to-do list tomorrow and Friday, especially before Labor Day, so that when I come back I don't have very many things to do. And I tell people all the time, your to-do list is an ever growing to-do list. Like, you will never be done. Like, you can never ever be done, especially in teaching. I guess probably until you retire, but anytime I'm done with one thing, I have to do something else. So once I'm done with planning the first unit, so I'm going to have to plan the second unit. And then after you're done planning the second unit, you're going to have to plan the next unit. And then once you're done planning all the units, you need to reflect so you can think about what you need to do for the next year. So it's just always ever. But I like that. I like it. I definitely like the reflection piece, and I'm okay with having to, do my to-do list. I just want to get it shorter because I know there's going to be things that I need to add to it. So my main thing that I have to create, that I'm going to start creating tonight, once I get home, spend quality time with the hubster and the kids, eat dinner, I am going to work on my teacher conference schedule for my kids. My plan is to rotate them within different times within the week so that they can meet with me and I can provide them with one-on-one feedback, personalized to them and their needs. So we'll see how that goes. I'm thinking about doing it maybe a rotational schedule every other week, like bi-weekly, just because I'm looking at my kids and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to give them what they need. I don't know if I have so many kids. I want to give them 15 minutes. However, that means I may only be able to see 3 kids a day, and because that's 45 minutes. I know every kid's not going to need to be with me for 15 minutes, a full 15 minutes. But I think I'm just going to have to cut my minutes down to 10, so that, because if I do 15 minutes, that's 45 minutes out of my class. My classes are about 65 minutes. So that's 45 minutes out of my class already. And I don't want to I don't want to my whole entire class to be conferencing. So I want to make sure that I have time where I am either available to discuss with things or answer questions when things come up in the class, etc. So that's one thing. And the other thing is 15 minutes is a long time, especially if they don't really have anything. And if I don't have anybody, if I only have 3 people scheduled, then that means that I can't, it really shortens the amount that I can see in the day. So if I do 10 minutes, I can get an extra person in that day for 40 minutes and cut off that 5 minutes to move. I can move 5 minutes over to me being available for everyone. I I think I may do that. I was trying to do just conferencing for 3 days a week. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I think I'm going to have to increase it to 4 or possibly 5. And yeah, I may have a thicker day. I think I may have a thicker day on Mondays. And I think that'll be okay because I can consider Mondays an intro day. So I may conference almost the whole class period on Monday, and then the rest of it will be shorter because I really just want to have a day where I don't have any conferences. And I know some of you are probably thinking, well, how is she going to conference and teach? So I'm thinking, and also when talking about this, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I want to do maybe group conferences, because if I find that kids are, that's a great idea. If kids are having the same issues, then I can just group them together and we can just talk about the same and kind of, yeah. So I think I might do that. I think I may spend some quality time doing group, like move them with me as a teacher group. And then I can definitely get it in 3 days. That is, oh my gosh, did that just happen? Like a light bulb? I wonder if this is what my kids feel. This gotta be, it's a really good feeling. I mean, I've had light bulb moments, but it's just, that one really made me, I feel warm. Because I just came with that in my mind. Somebody probably told me to do that too, and I just remembered it, and now I'm going to pretend like it's my idea when it really wasn't my idea. It was someone else's idea, but I'm going to pretend because that was warm and fuzz. So I think that's what I'm going to do, have them rotate together, and just maybe just for the beginning, and then if I need to do some individual pulling, I will. Smarts. Looking good. And how I do this and how I'm planning to do this, I am going to I'm using blended learning in my classroom. I wanted to try flipped. However, many of my students don't have internet access at home, or they are not allowed to take their iPads home. So they do a check-in, check-out process. They check it in for the school day, and then they check it out at the end of the day, and they put it on the charger for them to charge their iPads. And I just didn't want to have the trying to find ways to get them the information, or them being without the information just because they just want to choose not to check it, not to take their iPads home. So yeah, I just decided just blended was probably going to be best, and we're just going to maximize our time. So my kids are going to be using a blended model, which is going to encourage them to complete all their assignments in the classroom. They'll have different stations that they will complete inside of our learning management system, which is Schooly, and they'll have the opportunity to do to get everything done in the classroom using this model. So I tested it out last year, really liked it, and I adapted it this year. I'm thinking about going over and just kind of making a video about how I adapted the blended to best fit my needs. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but I really like the way that I kind of just tweaked it. So I feel like and it also, I did, so I guess I can call it blended learning with a sprinkle of project-based learning in there. And I'll just explain in detail why I say a sprinkle of some project-based learning in there. So, anywho, almost home, and just today was a good day. It's been a good day. All the school year has been great start school year. So really excited about the rest of the year to come. So hopefully you probably got a tad bit more than you wanted for this day. Especially, I may insert some pictures of my kids somewhere as they were sitting and watching a little video today. So for their bell ringer, because today was Science Journal topic day. So if I can insert, I'll do that. But anyway, have a great day. Hello. As you can see, I have taken my earrings off. I probably look beaten, tired, and bruised. Today was rough. I started off today with, I haven't even started, like I started my car, but I'm not even moving yet. The kids were okay. Very chatty, very talkative today. Very chatty today. I don't know if it's because it's Thursday. I don't know if it's because they're about to have a 3-day weekend. It's just real chatty. So I'm gonna have to squash that tomorrow because we have to get through. We're starting a STEM project, so we have to get through the STEM project because I don't want it to take any more than today was the introduction, them getting to understand the information and all that, and I really don't want it to take any more than 4 days total, and so that they can have time to work on their summative piece. So I want to be done with it by the end. I want to be done with it by Friday, because they're going to have to do their build, and I want to give them 2 full days to build, and I'm already losing a day because of Monday, so I want to make sure they have plenty of time to build on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then sum up everything they need to do and have Friday. So my goal is to have them, because they'll build on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and then they have to come up with a skit or how to present it, and I'm going to give them just a full class period to do that, and then Friday, and then I will allow them to work on their summative piece. Now that I'm thinking about it, I may have to have it finally be, because they need at least probably 2 days to do their thing. Hi there, it is Friday, the end of the day. I have not left yet. You know something different about the Cosmic Cove? Yeah, the lights are gone and the plaques are gone. Now, I also moved the green borders on the words. Moved them from, it's not 2 right there now. It is 1 up at the top and then 1 at the bottom. But let me tell you about the Cosmic Cove. The Cosmic Cove seems to be one of the favorite areas besides the beanbag cherry. As you can see, I need to fluff it, which I'm glad. I'm glad the kids are using the materials. I'm glad that they're sitting, and I'm glad they're comfortable and they work. Okay. However, when they sit in here, sometimes they're moving around because they're kids and they're moving. And I was holding up the string of lights with rocks just to balance them and hang them. No more. They keep falling, and I'm scared a rock's gonna fall on the kid's head, so I moved it. Also, the plaques keep falling. Scared that's also gonna fall on the kid's head, so I moved it here. So move the learn plaque here, and then the teach plaque is here, along with the string of lights that I'm hanging, just as a little decoration for the classroom rules. Okay, so yeah, I am still here. I'm still trying to figure out my life, and I'm waiting to get my stuff together as I spin around making you guys busy. So let me finish up these papers and all that jazz, and I will see you in the car in 3, 2, 1. Hi, in the car, on my way home. A little later, even got my shoes off, and it's the end of the week. And I know you're probably like, hey, got the same bun in that you had on Wednesday. Yep, I didn't even take it down. Brushed up, slicked back some edges. Oh, I like that, son. Okay. Brushed up and slicked back some of the, the edges, and pushed my hair up and all that jazz. But I definitely did not take the top bun down, because it's just been a little rough in the mornings, and it's just been a little rough period. I woke up, I think it was yesterday, and my allergies were killing me, which is one of the reasons why I did not record, because I felt pretty stuffy all day, and it it was hard to just move around and just get things going, and I just really wanted to concentrate on what I needed to do with my kiddos because we were starting a project. So not a lab, but a STEM-based project. So I just really wanted to make sure that everything was going well with that, and I was focused on that. And then today there was just no time to do pretty much anything that I need to do extra. So me vlogging school-wise, to me, that's extra because my main job is teaching, obviously. So I just didn't have any time to do that. On my Instagram, I did post a picture of our birthday cakes because I did get to take a picture of that because it was so cute. But other than like actually separate from everything else now. And I also don't, when I'm in mixed company, I don't want to vlog them because I didn't know if they want to be on there or not or anything like that. So I just don't vlog them or anything like that. So, but this week was it's still a good week. It's still good. I don't have any major concerns or issues or anything like that. So everything is still good, but I'm just tired, and I'm finding my schedule is a little different than it was last year. Last year I had a home room. It was more so the kids came in and just, had a place to prepare for the rest of the school day. And it wasn't something that I actually, I would let them get on they would get on some of their programs that we use to monitor their math and ELA and or work on homework. So it wasn't something that I really had to talk with them or work with them on or complete any type of task with. So nothing like that. It was almost like embedded study hall homeroom because it wasn't something I had to really focus on or a criteria or what is the word I'm looking for? Curriculum or lesson plan. So yes. However, this year, because we're a leader in me school, last year we had lead time, but it was like once a week. So we were starting the implementation and changing up the schedule and everything like that. This year our lead time is every day for 30 minutes, and it is just a bit of an adjustment because we have shortened our classes by a couple of minutes each, and my planning and lunch is shortened a little bit. So it's just a little bit of an adjustment of how much time I actually have to complete different tasks on my, my to-do list. I'm all out of sorts. I'm sorry, it is Friday and I'm not even able to pull words out of my mind for what I'm trying to say. So just being just readjusting to the schedule has been a little bit difficult. I find that I am really, really good on Monday. I am, well rested and things are going great and I am pretty much organized, and I think that's because it was the weekend and I have, gotten through a good bit of chunk of the things that I needed to get done, and I feel rejuvenated and I feel successful, accomplished something. But then as the week goes on and you get up on Wednesday, hump day, and sometimes it just goes down here because I feel like I'm playing catch up when I haven't even put a dent in the things that I wanted to do for my to-do list. So yeah. So of the biggest things about coming off of summer and going back into school is a readjustment of the scheduling and how much time do I really have for classes. I went into school feeling like I was fully planned, but now I feel as if I should have planned a little bit more, because I feel as if I am playing catch up. But just planning for different things that come up, pretty much, and adjusting how long it takes for my kids to finish different steps of the project as well, because I'm strongly believing I'm gonna have to push it back or make it longer to complete. So anywho, I am still feeling good about this year, and I'm going to continue to say positive things about this year and continue to push through and be positive and have great expectations, because I know a lot of the feelings that I have are in my control, my circle of control, and I can only control what I do and how I react. So I do know that. It's just difficult at times. It's just difficult at times because it's so many things going on. But that's the end of this week. I'm hoping that I can get more of my kids interacting, especially for the STEM project. So I am going to, because it's Labor Day weekend, so we go back to school on Tuesday. So I'm really looking forward to recording my kids, because they will actually start their build, and that's really good. So excited about that, and I will get some video of that as well. I do have video that I'll probably insert that I think I may have. Yeah, I probably already did it. If you're at the end of this and you're watching this vlog, I probably inserted in video of my kids when they did the inquiry lab with Saving Sam. So anywho, I guess I will see you next week for the next week's teacher vlog and all that jazz.